Overview of microeconomics versus macroeconomics. Microeconomics and macroeconomics are the two subcategories of economics. While macroeconomics examines the actions of nations and governments, microeconomics is the study of people and company decisions. Despite their apparent differences, these two areas of economics are in fact interrelated and beneficial to one another. There are numerous topics that are covered by both areas. Microeconomics is the study of how individuals and organizations allocate resources and set the prices at which they exchange products and services. It takes into account government laws, regulations, and taxes. Supply and demand, as well as other factors that affect price levels in the economy, are the main topics of microeconomics. It approaches economic analysis from the bottom up. In other words, the goal of microeconomics is to comprehend human actions, choices, and resource allocation. Despite this, microeconomics does not attempt to address or provide an explanation for the dynamics that should operate in a market. Instead, it tries to describe what happens when microeconomics, for instance, looks at how a business might maximize its capacity in production in order to reduce costs and compete better. Financial statements of companies contain a wealth of microeconomic data. Several important principles are involved in microeconomics, including but not limited to supply, demand, and equilibrium. The law of supply and demand governs prices. In a market with perfect competition, suppliers provide the same price that customers are looking for. This brings about economic balance. Production theory. This idea examines the process of making products or manufacturing them. Production costs. In accordance with this notion, the price of products or services is based on how much it costs to produce them. Labor economics. This concept examines both employees and employers in an effort to comprehend wage, employment, and income patterns. Microeconomic rules don't start with actual research, rather, they follow a collection of related principles and theorems. Macroeconomics. On the other side, macroeconomics examines a nation's behavior and how its policies affect the economy as a whole. Because it examines entire economies and industries rather than specific people or companies, it is a top-down approach. Macroeconomics examines how changes in net exports affect a country's capital account or how the unemployment rate affects gross domestic product, GDP. Governments and their agencies utilize macroeconomics to develop economic and fiscal policy because it focuses on aggregates and econometric connections. Investors who purchase securities that are susceptible to interest rates should closely monitor monetary and fiscal policies. Given that he was the first to employ monetary aggregates to examine broad phenomena, John Maynard Keynes is frequently cited as the father of macroeconomics. Many Keynesians disagree on how to interpret his work, and other economists challenge his theories.